अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितां येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पवनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। आनन्दलीलमय विग्रहाय मगधीविच विसुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेमरसप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। अजनुलम्बितभुजो कनकवदात सङ्कीर्तनाय कपितरो कमलायताक्ष विश्वम्भरो द्विजवरो जुगधर्मपालो वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरो करुणावतारो कनकजलदगात्रो नीलशोणब्जनेत्रो मृगमदरबालो मालतिकुन्दमालो तरलतरुणवेश नीलपीतम्बरेश स्मरनिभृतनिकुञ्जे राधिका कृष्णचन्द्र तवैव अस्मि न जीवमि त्वया विना इति विज्ञाय राधे त्वं नयमं चरणान्तिके। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। यत्प्रमृजातमहपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनविरहकातरयोजुभाव पुत्रेति तं कयतयोत्तरवोदिने तुस्तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मणिमानतोऽस्मि। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। टुगेदर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। First of all, my unlimited Dandavat pranams to his lotus feet of Srila Gurudev. Nitya Prishna Vishnupada Stotra Sata Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Shiksha Gurudeva Swam Vishnupada Stotra Sata Shimad Bhaktivedanta Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj Shrimati Krishna Priyata Purani. Also Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Varga, lotus feet of Sri Narottam Das Thakur on his appearance day. To all the devotees and guests here in Radha Govinda Gaudiya Math in Trinidad, Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna to all who are watching us online or in recording also. So today is a very significant day. You've just heard the glories of Sri Narottam Das Thakur. He has made all the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the six Goswamis easily available in very simple Bengali. And all of his moods he gave in a very, very simple way, so that everyone, even non-educated man, even man without any qualifications, fallen person, whoever, like myself, can receive very easily. So all glories to Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Today is also the commemoration of Sannyasa Lila of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a very special manifestation of Sri Krishna. After Krishna came 5,000 years ago, then a very special avatar, golden avatar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came about 530 years ago, 1486. So that he was teaching us the path of devotion to Krishna through the chanting of the holy name, Harir Nama, Harir Nama, Harir Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalu Nastyeva, 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 Nasti Gatiranyatha. There's no other way, no other way, no other way. And chanting of the holy name, chanting of the holy name, chanting of the holy name. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was teaching this process. Also, inside he was feeling the mood of Srimati Radhika. What is the depth of Srimati Radhika's love? What wonderful qualities of Krishna she's relishing in her heart, and what is she feeling when she's relishing that? So he was immersed in those ecstatic moods. So Krishna is Vishaya, he is the center of all love, of all living beings. He is the supreme enjoyer. But in order to taste his own sweetness, he came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in order to do that, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was 24, he took sannyas. He was playing totally Naravat Lila, means pastimes, human-like pastimes. When he was like this, he was taking a part of a devotee, and the Grihijana Shikshaka Nyasikula Nayaka, he was the exemplary example of both for householders and sannyasis, also renounced people. So he was teaching us the path of devotion, but specifically he took sannyas and he became a beggar for the prema of Radhika. So he shaved his wonderful hair. Only a few people of his eternal associates knew that he was going to take sannyas. I think Gadadhar Pandit Jagadananda, Kolavecha Sridhar, some others. So he was not attached at all to his wife, Vishnupriya Devi, who was just 14. She was very young and attractive. But as he was always immersed in Krishna, he was not even noticing her. But that evening, he was especially gentle to her. So she was very, very surprised. What is going on? And she thought, oh, before the candle extinguishes, it burns especially brightly. Flame is especially high. So something is wrong here. So she was apprehensive. She was apprehending his departure. So she took a vow not to close her eyes throughout all the night. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was willing to leave, and Yogamaya Devi therefore fulfilled his desire. She became like 1,000 tons weight on Vishnupriya's eyelids, and she closed her eyes and fell asleep. But before he was decorating her hair with his own hands, he was so gentle. Anyway, she fell asleep, and when he went outside, he saw his mother, Shachi. So she was standing like a statue, immovable, in the yard. So she's circumambulating his mother 4 times, and he said, "Oh mother, I'm going out to search for Krishna." She was silent. She left that place. That place is actually called Nirdaya Ghat, the unmerciful Ghat. Ghat means place where people take bath. So he swam just in his dhoti, in the clothes he was wearing, to the other side of the Ganga and went all the way, 25 miles, towards Katwa. And at Katwa, he had to meet his sannyas guru, whose name was Keshava Bharati. So fast he was walking. All the night he was going, and he reached Katwa maybe at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So he was still wet. His clothes were still wet, and he reached Katwa, he reached Keshava Bharati, and Keshava Bharati saw him. He understood everything. He was feeling that, oh, the sun was shining very brightly, so much effulgent Nimai was. So Keshava Bharati asked, oh, are you that same Nimai Pandit who is so much well known? Everybody's speaking about you. Oh, yes. So then Gauranga expressed his desire, I want sannyas. Oh, you should go and ask your relatives. You should go and ask your relatives. But on second thought, you're so influential that all of your relatives would say, oh, we're so mesmerized by your beauty and your personality. You're so young and beautiful. So you're able to conceive anyone of anything. So there's no need for you to go anyway. You'll definitely conceive them. So stay here. Then many brahmanas, many devotees, many people around were protesting. Oh, such a great personality, such a beautiful young man, and he's going to shave his beautiful hair. It's not possible. It's not possible. So we'll not allow. Anyway, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started kirtan all the night, and all the subsequent day the kirtan was going on. So finally, those who were protesting, they forgot themselves in kirtan and then became appeased and started crying. So then Nimai Pandit asked Keshava Bharati, you're going to give me this mantra? this same mantra. And he uttered the mantra for Keshava Bharati. Oh yes, this same mantra. So actually, it meant that Nimai actually gave the mantra to his sannyas guru, and then the sannyas guru, Keshava Bharati, gave it to him. So Sri Chandrasekhara Acharya came, and he was the priest for the ceremony. And there was a barber, and his name was Madhu. So he was supposed to shave Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but Madhu, the barber, was not allowing himself to eat. I cannot touch my hand, I cannot touch my blade, I cannot touch this wonderful hair. But anyway, he had to do so. Since then, there's a Kesha Samadhi, the Samadhi of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's hair in Katva there. So he was cursing his destiny, and finally was not able to say anything. And he gave up his profession and became a sweets maker, sweet seller, like this. So then, after Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he became fully mad with prema, with ecstatic emotion. Etam sa asthaya paratmanishtam adhyasitam purvam tamarmaha rishibhir aham tarishyami durata param tamo mukundangri nishevayaiva. He was quoting this verse told by Avadut, told by Avantik Brahmana from Avanti, from Ujjain, who left his home and took sannyas. Oh, now, oh Lord, I will take your shelter. I will take this sannyas, which is favorable for my bhajan. I will do that because Adhyastvam Paramatma Maharishibir, all the previous rishis, all the previous great souls, they took the garb of sannyas, they took that position because then I will be free from all other engagements. All the society will leave me alone, and I will fully surrender to Krishna, completely with my heart and soul. So this mantra, he was uttering many other mantras. Keshava Bharati embraced his sannyasi disciple, who was the Supreme Lord himself, and they were dancing and dancing, completely forgetting themselves. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu, after sannyas, he was having only one desire: I want to go to Vrindavan, I want to go to Vrindavan. The night came, and he was immersed in thinking of Krishna in the mood of Radhika. Krishna, Krishna Kahan, Krishna Prananath, Rajendra Nandan. Oh, where are you, my Rajendra Nandan? In the mood of Radhika. So he was crying, and some people were trying to talk to him, but he was saying, don't stop me, I want to go to Vrindavan, I want to go to Vrindavan. So Nityananda Prabhu met him, and he understood that was Gauranga Mahaprabhu. He told some boys, oh, if you see one madman who wants to go to Vrindavan, please don't tell him that this is Ganga, tell him this is Yamuna. So when he asks, is it Vrindavan, you say yes. When he asks, is it Yamuna, you say yes. So actually that was Ganga, near Shantipur, near Advaita Acharya's residence. So then Mahaprabhu approached those boys, and they told, oh, yes, this is Vrindavan, yes, this is Yamuna. So he was going, and he took Ganga to be Yamuna, and that was true. So finally he came to his previous house, to the house of Shachimata, and himself took so many garlands and decorated the necks of all the devotees with garlands. So only 4 devotees knew that he is leaving. So finally, Advaita Acharya met him. Advaita Acharya was on the boat. He was coming from Shantipur side, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu noticed him, and Advaita, oh, why are you here in Vrindavan? This is Shantipur. Oh yes, my Lord, wherever you are, this is Vrindavan, and I'm meeting you there. And actually you're right, this side of Yamuna is Ganga. This side of Ganga is Yamuna. Yamuna is floating here on this side. So Advaita Acharya took Mahaprabhu in the boat and took him to his home. So many devotees came, literally millions of devotees came for seeing him for the last time. About 10 days he spent in the house of Advaita Acharya. Everybody came. Shachimata also came. Everyone but one person. Who? Vishnupriya, his former wife. When Mahaprabhu came, Vishnupriya was worshipping his deity. He left his deity because this deity was not different from him. So she was crying and chanting Mahamantra all the time. So as soon he was chanting one mantra, he was putting one rice grain aside. So in that way, some rice was collected. So she was cooking that rice in her own tears, offering to the deity, then offering to Mother Shachi, and then taking herself a little bit. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu is eternally manifest in the house of Shachimata, and he took sannyas for himself and for us also. So Premarasa Niryas Korite Asvadan, Raga Marga Bhakti, Loke Korite Pracharan. Two goals. For himself, to understand the depth, the essence of Srimati Radhika's love, and for us also, to teach us the path of spontaneous devotion and to give us the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So just in a few words for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, before we start Krishna Lila, we have about 1 hour for Krishna Lila. I will request some local devotees, Sri Radha Govinda Ashram, to sing some bhajan, if you can. Who hasn't sung? You want? Okay, please. Any bhajan for Krishna you can sing, or for Mahaprabhu as you like.
Page 137.
Those devotees, if okay, no problem. Take the songbooks 127. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Yesterday we heard the story of Shri Nrisimhadev and Prahlada Maharaj. Krishna is the source of all incarnations. Etacham Shah Kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Vridayanti Yuge Yuge. So, yuga after yuga he comes in different incarnations. But sometimes Krishna comes in his initial form. Once during 8,640,000,000 years, which is one day and night of Lord Brahma. So that happened quite recently, 5,200 years ago only, in the beginning of this, just at the end of Dwapara Yuga. So what are the reasons? Why does Krishna descend? The reason is that, the formal reason, that at that time, at the end of Dwapara Yuga, so many demons were ruling the earth. So the earth, Prithvi, in the form of a cow, along with the demigods, went to Brahma, the creator. And Brahma is the manager of universal affairs. So Prithvi told Lord Brahma, "Oh, I'm so poor. Recently my 4 legs have been broken. I cannot walk. And my husband, Dharma, the bull, symbolizing religion, also, so much miserable, cannot walk, so weak. So nowadays in the world, so much sin, and so-called saintly persons, sannyasis, do not observe any rules, and people are devoted to sins. They are worse than animals. So please come, O Supreme Lord." Oh, they asked. So Brahma took Prithvi and all the other demigods to Kshira Samudra, to the ocean of milk, and there they started worshipping Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. So in trance, they were approaching Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu said, "I know perfectly well about the situation, so very, very soon I will arrive in this world in Gokula, in Vrindavan." So, Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Dushkritam Dharma Samstarpanatam Sambhavami Yuge Yuge, Krishna is saying, millennium after millennium I come and to destroy the demons and to establish the religious principles, to uplift the devotees. But any incarnation does that. But Krishna has very, very special features. What are those? The 4 features, specifically 4 features which make them very, very special, above all incarnations of Vaikuntha. Even Lord Ramachandra, what are those features? Rupa Madhuri, the incomparable beauty of his form. Prema Madhuri, the incomparable beauty of his love. Lila Madhuri, the incomparable beauty of his pastimes. And Vena Madhuri, the incomparable beauty of his flute play. So, also at that time, New Yuga was about to start. And still Dwapara Yuga was going on, so he established the worship of the deities. And now Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, so he established which dharma? Chanting of the holy name, Harinama Sankirtana. So we heard yesterday when we were discussing Nrisimha and Prahlad, how Shishupala and Dantavakra were killed. So Krishna came also to kill Dantavakra, Shishupala, and Dantavakra fools. third incarnations in the form of demons, was there at that time. So to liberate them, he came. Many promises he was having also. The two sons of Kuvera, Nala Kuvera and Manigriva, will hear this story today when we discuss Damodara Lila. So he came to free them from their curse, from Narada. That reason also. So when Ramachandra came to Dandakaranya forest with Sita and Lakshman, he saw very many sages who were performing worship, meditation. They wanted to actually become Krishna's gopis, but they didn't know at that time. And they were very much attracted by Ramachandra. They wanted marital relationship with him, but he said to them, I'm sorry, I'm Ekapatni Vratadari. In this lifetime, I'm devoted only to Sita Devi. So Ekapatni, one wife. So I cannot satisfy you in this life, but you'll have to be born when I come as Krishna after 16 million years, 16 million years back, Lord Ramachandra was here last time. So then they were born as Rishachari gopis, from the wombs of the gopis, means having descended from the rishis in the time of Ramachandra, and they were meditating very deeply. They were meditating on the Kama Gayatri and other mantras, so they became gopis. So many other reasons. Another reason, Rajkumari princesses of Janakapur, the city of Maharaj Janaka, the father of Sita. When they saw Rama, then also they wanted him to become their husband, so later they became gopis to join Krishna's rasa dance. So they received that blessing from Ramachandra also. So then golden Sitas, when Ramachandra had sent Sita again, she was staying in Valmiki's ashram. Then every year, under the guidance of Vasishta Rishi, Ramachandra was performing the yagya, and Vasishta Rishi said, you cannot perform yagya without your wife. So what to do? They were looking for a sculpture, a sculpturer, and finally a sculptor, they found the proper sculpture. He was making a new statue of Sita, golden statue of Sita every year. So all those golden Sitas, they became gopis also to join Krishna's rasa dance. Another reason. So Shurpanaka, another cause. So she wanted to fulfill her desire to become the beloved of Ramachandra. That was also not possible. So, as a result, Ramalila pretty well. So as a result, her nose was cut. Anyway, she came as Kubja and was a resident of Mathura. And although her desire was like personal satisfaction, we can say last, but technically called Sadharani Rati, means ordinary affection to Krishna. Anyway, Krishna came personally to her house and fulfilled her desire. So it's a great personality. She was a hunchback lady, but Krishna stepped on her foot and raised her chin and said, Sundari, your beauty. And she became beautiful. And Krishna visited her house and satisfied his desire, her desire. So another reason. Then Narada Muni was another reason. Yes, I was already mentioning Nalakuvera and Manigriva, who had been cursed by Narada, so Krishna had to come to deliver them. They were in the bodies of the two trees, twin Arjuna trees. So Upanishad mantras, also they were performing sadhana to become Krishna's gopis, so they became Krishna's gopis. Another reason is once Krishna and Arjuna were traveling, and they were just around Mathura and Vrindavan, and Krishna became very thirsty, so he asked Arjuna to fetch some water. So Arjuna noticed some birds. The birds were flying towards the river. So Arjuna went towards the birds and he found the river Yamuna. And at the river she saw an ascetic lady, Tapasvini. So she was meditating. And Arjuna asked her, "Oh lady, oh mother, who are you and who are you meditating upon in this place?" Well, the lady respectfully said, "Oh, I'm a Sadhvi Tapasvini. I'm a lady performing spiritual vows. I'm chanting Kama Gayatri. And my mantras I dedicate to obtaining Krishna. So can you help me in that?" "Oh yes." Arjuna took Krishna there, and Krishna gave blessings to that Tapasvini, that ascetic lady. So she became finally Vraja Gopi. So that is the prehistory why Krishna came. So then later, so when demigods and Lord Brahma and Prithvi Devi were worshipping Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, then he said, "Oh, very, very soon I will come. I will come and deprive you of all the burden." So Mother Earth was having so much burden. So Shurasena was the king of Yadu dynasty, and he lived in his capital city, Mathura. So Vasudeva, the son of Shurasena, married Devaki. And King Devaka, after Devaki's marriage, out of great affection, gave her great, great dowry, lots of thousands of elephants, golden garlands, 10,000 horses, etc., masses of thousands of chariots as well. So, according to the tradition, Vasudeva took her sister to the house of her new husband. Kamsa picked up the reins to drive. So they departed, and suddenly Anirdeshyavak, the unembodied voice, said from the sky, "Kamsa, you foolish rascal! You're driving in the chariot of your sister, but you don't even know that the eighth son of your wife will kill you." So then Kamsa became very furious. He took his sword and he was ready to kill his sister. So then Vasudeva spoke to Kamsa in very, very appeasing words. He was the master of diplomatic speech. "Oh, my dear brother-in-law, how can such a vicious thought can come into your mind? On the day of your sister's marriage, you're about to kill her. Oh, you will lose all of your piety, all of your good name. So certainly it's not intelligent for you to kill her on the day of her marriage, no." And then he was speaking brilliant, brilliant words. So then, finally, Kamsa somehow was appeased. And said that, "Oh yes, actually you're right, there's no need for me. Because those prophecies may not be true, and also those sons, if they will really come, how to count them, that's another big question. But Vasudeva said, we will definitely give you all of our sons. Before the eighth son, we'll give all those sons, and we'll give all the sons, so please be peaceful." So finally, Kamsa put them in jail, and Vasudeva understood that the Supreme Lord would appear as his son. And because of this, Kamsa was a sinful demon, so Vasudeva had to act diplomatically. And he was trying to appease Kamsa, and he was giving each new son every year to Kamsa. So Kamsa was killing that son. So first born son, and etc., and the the seventh son was Lord Balaram. So when Lord Balaram appeared, everybody had an impression that Devaki had a miscarriage on the 6th month. But actually Yogamaya did what? Yogamaya, the presiding deity of all Krishna's pastimes, she actually Rohini, another son of Vasudeva, Vasudeva was also pregnant at that time. So Rohini was sent to Vraj from Mathura because of Kamsa's atrocities anyway, to spend her pregnancy peacefully. She was sent to Mathura, to Vraj, to Gokul Mahavan. So then when everybody thought that Devaki had a miscarriage, the partial expansion of Krishna, of Balaram, of Mathuresh, who was in the womb of Devaki, he united with Rohini in Rohini's womb and spent there another 8 months. So totally 14 months Balaram Prabhu was in the womb. So he was born before Krishna as the 7th son. And then, well, the Narada visited Kamsa and told him that Kamsa actually was very ferocious, but Narada, he plays such a role, intricate role. He wanted Krishna to come even faster than that. So he instigated Kamsa to be more ferocious so that Kamsa can kill them more quickly, all the possible children who had been born in the vicinity. So then, when it became clear that Krishna is in the womb of Devaki, then the demigods were praying so much to the Supreme Personality. So then, most of you remember how in the jail of Kamsa, late at night, at midnight, the wonderful child was born, but he was born as the four-handed manifestation. That was Mathuresh Krishna. But the original Krishna was born from the womb of Yashoda in Mathura, in Vrindavan, in Gokula Mahavan. So that's what all our acharyas are saying. So we cannot say, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, I don't want my tongue to be like the tongue of a snake. The first part says that Krishna is son of Devaki and Vasudeva in Mathura. The other part says that Krishna is the son of Nanda and Yashoda. So I want to say only one, that Krishna is Yashoda Nandan, Nanda Nandan, Namami Nanda Nandanam, Namami Nanda Nandanam. We'll sing, maybe a bit later we'll sing this bhajan today, this song. So Krishna really was born from the womb of Devaki. And the umbilical cord was done, all the ceremony was done, and our Gaudiya Acharyas are explaining that in their meditation, in their books. So Srila Kavya Karnapur is explaining that in the Ananda Vrindavan Champu. So when Krishna was born in Gokula Mahavan, then all the atmosphere became completely purified, as the heart of a devotee, completely peaceful. So all the atmosphere in Gokula Mahavan became so much peaceful. Fruits filled the jubilant trees, and all the luminaries in the sky were in most harmonious position. The earth personified, feeling like a wife happily greeting her husband after a long separation, immersed in unlimited joy. At the time of Krishna's birth, the general mass of people tasted the inner bliss that devotees forever relish. Auspicious signs abounded everywhere, as Vishnu's conch shell Panchajanya opens clockwise fashion. Similarly, auspicious sacrificial fires glowed in all directions. So people were jubilating. The bodies of all creatures manifested in extraordinary beauty and youthful vitality. Everything was best. So in Mathura also, when Mathuresh Krishna was born, then Devaki and Vasudeva worshipped him, O Supreme Lord. So they understood the Supreme Lord has come, but they asked him, oh, please now manifest yourself as an ordinary child. So he manifested as a two-handed ordinary child and started crying. So Srila Kavya Karnapur is writing, as the living entity comes out from the womb of his mother and the moon appears on the lap of the eastern direction, Yogeshwara Shri Krishna, the personification of complete bliss, appeared amidst great festivities. So it was the full moon. Lord Hari, who is bliss personified, appeared in the home of Nanda Maharaj, the king of Vrindavan. And Mother Yashoda, when she gave birth to Krishna, he was resembling a lake of spiritual ecstasy in which a brilliant blue lotus of personified bliss had appeared. So that blue lotus was blossoming, and neither the wind nor the bees relished the fragrance of that blue lotus. It was never touched by the waves of the modes of nature. Even Lord Brahma could not see that. What to speak of Brahma? Many so-called Brijabasis, caste Brahmanas, they think that Krishna was born in Mathura. Our Gurudev was debating with them. He was telling them, oh, if you think that Krishna was born in Mathura, then prove us. Where is the umbilical cord? Was the umbilical cord cut? Etc. Brahmanas in Bandiravat, where the joking marriage of Shishirada and Krishna was performed, they were thinking that, oh, Radhika is the bona fide wife of Krishna. And Gurudev was challenging them, oh, if Radhika is the wife of Krishna, then when it was going on, when they exchanged the garlands, who was chanting the wedding mantras? Where are all the relatives? Where was the bona fide ceremony? It was not really performed. So how can you prove? So he was definitely proving them that Krishna was born in Gokula Mahavan, so we have to know. But what really happened? When Vasudeva Krishna appeared, before Vasudeva and Devaki as a two-handed child, then immediately Yoga Maya put all the guardians of the jail asleep. She opened all the gates, all the chains were broken, and the path was free. Even Yamuna was very, very turbulent. That night was very, very rainy, stormy. So Yamuna gave her way, and Vasudeva was carrying Krishna in a basket. Actually, the intention of Yamuna was to touch Krishna's lotus feet, was being carried on the head of Vasudeva in the basket. So she touched Krishna's lotus feet, oh yes, and then she fulfilled her desire. So finally Vasudeva came to the maternity room of Yashoda, and Vasudeva Krishna, who is the partial incarnation of Nanda Nandana Krishna, merged into the body of Nanda Nandana Krishna. Vasudeva didn't notice that because he is Mathura Bhakta. But Nanda Baba for sure knew that Krishna is definitely my son. But Yashoda actually gave birth to twins, Nanda Nandan Krishna and Yogamaya. So Vasudeva did what? He put the boy and took the girl and brought the girl to the jail of Kamsa. So automatically all the gates were again locked, all the chains were all back, all the guards were again awake, so as if nothing happened. So then, in the meantime, Yogamaya was brought there, the girl, and the Kamsa came and he saw the girl. Anyway, she was a girl, and Devaki was saying to her, oh brother, this is a girl, oh please don't kill her. But Kamsa still wanted to smash her head against the stone, so she grabbed the baby girl, wanted to do that, but at the time he was about to smash her head on the stone, she immediately flew into the sky and showed her amazing form as Durga Devi to Kamsa. So Kamsa saw his Ishtadevi in the skies, And he said, oh Devi, have mercy upon me. And she said in thunderous voice, stupid Kamsa, your killer had been born in another place. Like this. So Kamsa became very despondent, and then he started his atrocities, killing all the other babies and all those things. So then she engaged Putana, the great demoness, who had the strength of 10,000 elephants in killing all those babies. So Putana, by her mystic power, she knew where Krishna was. He was in the house of Nanda Maharaj. So immediately she flew there, and she was so beautiful. Like she made herself visible as a wonderful lady, very, very attractive young lady with fine, simple silken clothes and first-class decorations and bracelets and everything. So she was allowed to enter by the guards, and when she came to the maternity room of Yashoda, then, in Vraj, as in village tradition, so many ladies were having children, and it was quite okay for them to sometimes give her breast to neighbors, etc. So, oh, such a nice Lala, I want to breastfeed him. Oh, yes, for sure. Mother Yashoda was not having anything against. So she gave her breast to Krishna, but the breast had no milk, but was smeared by terrible poison, Kalakuta, deathly poison. So Krishna started sucking her breast, but actually, since there was no milk, Krishna sucked the poison, completely neutralizing its action. But before sucking, Krishna closed his eyes. There were many reasons why Krishna did that. First of all, to show his fearfulness. Krishna closed his eyes because he was playing the role of an ordinary child, to show that he's really afraid of such a lady, Because, yes, when Krishna started sucking her breast, he started sucking her life air, and she was again established in the original position as a great Rakshasi with terrible, terrible features. Like she was when she collapsed, she was like 15 kilometers long between Mathura and Vrindavan. She smashed all those gardens of Kamsa. So she was looking very, very terribly with sharp teeth and red eyes and disheveled hair like this. Leave me, oh child, leave me, she was shouting. But Krishna was not about to let her go. So she was terrible, and therefore Krishna was naturally fearful. Also, Krishna didn't want to see an inauspicious person. Oh, Putana was very, very inauspicious. Puta means purity. Na means not having any purity. So that's why Krishna didn't want to see her. So naturally, she closed his eyes. Krishna didn't want to make violence auspicious. That was violence, yes. But even from the Lord, if violence is experienced from the Lord, it's auspicious, but Krishna anyway didn't want to make it auspicious. So Krishna didn't want to kill a lady also. Although she was a demoness, she didn't want to kill a lady. Especially a lady posing as a mother. So Krishna didn't want that. That's why he closed his eyes. And although it was predestined, it was the desire of Krishna, so she should have been killed. Anyway, that's inauspicious. The death of a lady is inauspicious, and Krishna didn't want to see Putana's death. That's why he closed his eyes. So for these reasons. But Krishna is so merciful. Aho bhakiyam stanakala kutam jigam sayapaya asadvi. Lebegatim tatonyam kambadayalum sharanam vrajema. Oh, how merciful Krishna is. Uddhava said later in Bhagavatam. How merciful he is. Even to Putana, who was completely impure and who was having Kalakuta poison smeared all over her breast, Krishna still gave her liberation, but not only liberation. Most of the demons, they received what? Sayujya Mukti, you remember? And Jaya Vijayas, who were hearing the previous evenings, they received Sarupya. So they received the bodies of gods in Vaikuntha. Back, they re-established their position. They became four-handed associates of Lord Narayan. But Putana became really a nurse, a wet nurse. In Aishwarya Goloka, there are 4 sections of Goloka Vrindavan, the highest planet of Krishna. 4. Dwaraka, Mathura, Goloka, otherwise known as Aishwarya Goloka, and Vraj. So in Aishwarya Goloka, the residents know about Krishna's godhoodness, his God, how to say, Bhagavata, his God position of Supreme Lord. But the mood is more Aishwarya, more awe and reverence. So they worship Radha and Krishna as if married couple, as if. Anyway, Putana received her position there, and she is known as a wet nurse, known as Kilimba. And she is the maidservant of Mother Yashoda. So how merciful that Krishna is. So Putana became the first demon Krishna killed, and the demoness Putana represents one very important principle, that it's not accidental that Krishna killed her first, because Putana represents a false guru. So that is very important for us to meditate on Putanavad, on killing of Putana. So we are living entities, trying to honestly serve the Lord. Vedic culture is, especially for you here, is very close. This is within your blood, very important for us. So we need to have guru. Tasmad gurun prapadyata jigyasa shreyam uttamam shabde parecha nishnatam brahmanya bhashamashrayam. So the conditioned soul must have 2 qualifications to receive guru. Well, the basic qualification actually is honesty. One has to be honest, and sincere. But jigyasa, one has to be inquisitive, and shreya uttamam, one has to be willing to know the essence of the highest good. What is best for my soul? It is Krishna Bhakti. So then Sadguru must come. And Sadguru, pure spiritual master, must have 3 qualifications. 2 external and 1 internal. The 2 external qualifications are his knowledge, jnana, and vairagya, renunciation. So he must know all the Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, Mahabharata, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. He has to be established in bhakti, which is very important. Nowadays, gurus will not give you bhakti. They will give you other things, mystic powers, material prosperity. They will give you advice on anything but not Krishna bhakti. So these gurus are cheaters. They're just leading the humanity is misled, and they're leading them towards the ditch. As we were hearing yesterday, about those false gurus, in the words of Prahlad Maharaj. Blind leading the blind. So Sri Guru must be established in Vedic knowledge. Sri Guru must be able to convince all the doubtful, all the atheistic people in the imports of Vedic knowledge. Also, he must uproot all the non-devotional conceptions. So this is called jnana, knowledge. So this is very important, but that's external though. Anyway, but very important. The second characteristic is called vairagya, or renunciation. Sadguru, or pure spiritual master, must possess the quality of control over 6 urges. Vacha vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jiva vegam, darapasta vegam, etan vegan edadiras, sarvam apiman pritivim sashishyat. One who has subdued the 6 urges, Vacha vegam, the urge of speech, manasa vegam, the urge of your mind, krodha vegam, the urge of your anger, jiva vegam, tongue, udara vegam, belly, and upasta vegam, genitals. These 6. If Guru is not in control of these 6, he cannot be Guru. So this is called vairagya, renunciation. And finally, the most important internal symptom of Guru, what is that? One has to be realized soul. Realization of Krishna must be there. Our Gurudev Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj was saying, minimum qualification of Guru is Madhyam Uttam. Means devotee of intermediate level, highest type of devotee, intermediate level. That devotee must be established in ruchi minimum, deep taste for the holy name and for qualities and pastimes of Krishna. So then, if that ruchi is there, then one can bestow that ruchi to others, the taste to others. Or even better than if Gurudev fully realized his Swarupa, then he has a qualification to be Guru. So, first of all, we have to reject Putana, the false Guru. So that's why this is the first demon Krishna killed. Then little Krishna was crawling around already, playing with all kinds of living entities. Every living entity he saw, he was trying to play with. He was having puppies. He was already playing with his cowherd boys. Krishna was known as the butter thief, Makanchor, stealing butter from all the houses. So Krishna was running here and there and stealing butter from all the houses. What is butter? Butter is makhana. Ma means not, khana means lust. So makhana is that pure love which was in the heart of the elder gopis of Vraj. So Krishna was coming to their houses. When he was seeing full pots of yogurt and butter, he was emptying the contents. If the pots were empty, Krishna was smashing them. And if it was nothing in the house, then Krishna was waking up the babies by pinching them, and he was passing his transcendental stool and urine into empty pots. That is Krishna. He's very, very naughty. Etecham shakala pumsa Krishna stu Bhagavan swayam. So that is the playful, initial, original personality of Godhead, who is very, very playful. He is the source of all incarnations. Once Krishna was caught red-handed by one gopi in her house. Oh, you, Makanchor, butter thief, I have caught you red-handed now. I will bring you now to Mother Yashoda. So in order to escape the shame, she covered him with some chadar and dragged him, strongly holding his gentle hand back to Mother Yashoda. And Mother Yashoda saw, oh, is it really my son? Yes, look, this is your son. And then Krishna is woken up in his room as if nothing happened. He was actually sleeping in his room. Oh, what a noise, what a noise. Krishna is coming out and saying that, aha, what's going on? And in the meantime, the gopi is removing the chadar from the head of what he was thinking was Krishna, who was thinking, actually there was her own son, she brought to Mother Yashoda, and Krishna's rubbing his eye, Mommy, what's going on? I've just woken up. So like this, very, very happy pastimes. And so one time, Krishna was found some full pot of butter in one house, but it was too high and was suspended over the ceiling. In the houses of Brijbasis, the pots of butter were suspended like that, and there was a little calf Krishna was taking care of. Krishna was first herding little calves and then older cows after some time. So he took the back of that calf as a base to stand upon, and he stood up and started emptying the contents, But the calf, became bored and he wanted to go free, and Krishna was just holding the rope onto the rope, and the calf escaped, and Krishna was suspending. He was, Ma, was calling for Maya. like this, like this. And Krishna has two qualities simultaneously: sarvagyata, all knowledge, and mugdata means inability to do anything, like a little child. So when Krishna and Balaram were very, very small, first they caught up in thorny bushes. Thorny bushes, but why? Because inside there were very, very tasty berries. So they're collecting the berries, tasty, tasty berries. And all of a sudden the bushes closed, so Krishna Balaram became very helpless. Ma, ma. So Mama Yashoda, Maya Yashoda had to come and had to open the thorny bushes. So such a very wonderful pastimes of Krishna. I don't want to keep you too long. Today we discussed so much. Also Gauranga's Sannyas Lila. Tomorrow, our last meeting here in the same place in Radha Govinda Gaudiya Math. So we'll discuss killing of Trinavarta Shakatasura, chastisement of Kaliya, Govardhana Lila, and we'll touch a little bit upon Rasa Lila also, the highest pastime of Krishna. So, Shri Vrajendra Nandan Shyama Sundar Shri Krishna Chandra ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapurana ki jai, Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari. Who would like to sing some Vraja Bhajan? You know, some local devotees. Some Vraja Bhajan. Who would like to sing? You? Vraja Bhajan? Amal Prabhu? Manohar Prabhu? Oh, Amal didn't sing it. You play harmonium? No? Okay, then someone can accompany. And which bhajan? Birth of Krishna, Jio Jio Shyamala Hala, Jio Shyamala Hala, or any you want. Most welcome. Which song? Three 66. Which song? Name? Braja Jana Manas. Okay. Braja Jana Manas
Bhagavatam Purana ki jai, Shri Harinam Mahamantra ki jai, Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Radha Govinda ki jai, Nitaya Gaur Premanande.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. Now there will be Arati. Please prepare and then prasad.